It's not a kit. This is an accurate Nerf replica of the Kriss Vector. It's roughly to scale. The real thing said, when I went on their website, it said it had a 13-inch rail, so this rail is 13 inches, and then I scaled a picture, worked appropriately to make it as close to accurately to scale as possible. The length of pole is accurate, the rail size is accurate, so everything else follows suit roughly, more or less. So that actually made for, it was a lot smaller than I expected. Internally, just get that out of the way, it uses Talon Mags only for now, and a dual worker hurricane setup, and an FTW hyperdrive solenoid. This is an older one. They look a little nicer. They've got a nice finish and stuff nowadays. And this is not actually the cage that goes in this. This is a different, older prototype cage for something else. So the basic rundown, it's got the relative ergonomics with the same size. The stock folds and unfolds. There's extensions for the stock here. Personally, I prefer it pulled in all the way. It's a shorter length of pull than I'm used to, but it actually was really comfortable. So it's, you know, it's pretty accurate. The grip is a little smaller than it should be, and it's wider than it would be in real steel, but you know, it's Nerf, so we have to make some compromises. It fits 130s only, and those are contained within the frame, so it's fully symmetric. A little wider for that, but not much really. I was actually, when I got the first prototype parts printed, obviously it's not fully accurate, but it's close. It gives the general ergonomic sense. I was blown away by how comfortable and nice this was to use. The handling and ergonomics are superior. That alone makes me understand its prevalence in, you know, the airsoft community and stuff. It looks cool. This one has an angled feed, a lot like Ansazalgas's Hummingbird. He actually helped some on helping me get some of the internals worked out. So the mag inserts at an angle and feeds at an angle. The cage actually holds the darts down and straightens them out. It feeds great. It fires great. We're looking at, with the worker wheels, about 170 FPS, and it's semi-automatic. The trigger, just like on pretty much all of my designs these days, this starts the fire, this finishes the fire, and this actually, the second click there actually fires the solenoid. It has a button mag release, and it feels so good. That was my favorite part. This is the best mag well I've designed. It's not, there's like no wobble, and it's got a drop fit. So, you know, there's not too much to go over. It does not use any screws for the major disassembly. It just uses pins. So once you pop one of those out, you can get the others out. Then the battery tray comes out, and the battery sits in this large area here, and then we can throw a battery in. And there's quite a bit of space in there, but you know, you want to be careful because the switch is in the same area as, you know, the battery tray. So you would just set it up like this, throw those pins back in, and you're ready to go. And it will fit a 1500 Nanotech 3S, which is the battery used in the FDL primarily. So I'll just pull out. I was pretty proud of this, and I don't really want to pull it out. There is an additional pin in the front that is, I don't know that that's strictly accurate to the actual Kriss Vector, but the major disassembly of it is a whole lot like the actual Kriss Vector. We have an upper shroud, and then the lower that has all the internals and mechanisms and firing group and stuff. I don't really want to pull it apart all the way. Suffice to say that it's kind of cool how it all comes together and comes apart. And then, you know, just pins to hold it all in place once you've got it all put together. The pins are now my go-to method for battery trays because it's safer than screws. If something is to go wrong, you can more quickly fix it and deal with the problems. You can pull out the battery without tools. You don't need to get out a screwdriver. Hope you have the right tool. There's not too much to say about this because it's a pretty standard fare blaster in a lot of ways. It's just, you know, accurate to the Kriss Vector platform instead of, you know, instead of just being a kit that goes on. The Strife kits kind of miss out, in my opinion, on the very best part of the Kriss Vector, as it turns out, which is that ergonomics, the way that the trigger is higher, the stock, like this sort of up and down shape that it has, is really comfortable and is very interesting to hold. It feels interesting, but works really well. And the Strife kits miss out on that because it's just like a Strife with the boxy, you know, magwell cover, you know, where this being accurate is sort of a whole different game, to be honest. And have I told you that I love this? I'm not a big fan of Talon Mags. I haven't gotten around to making the video about that I keep meaning to, but I do feel that in this case, the Talon Mag is the superior mag because instead of having a hole for the mag release, it has a full slot, which means that we can have the mag release catch from the side in the form of a button mag, and then we can have it be even more accurate. That could be, it could be rigged up for a katana mag, but this is just good. So anyway, I don't know what else to say about it. The files will go up on Thingiverse. I'm feeling pretty happy with them. This is not a beginner build, and it is CR10 or bigger only because this is a single piece that must be printed solid. There is no way to conjoin them that I can think of. And so you'll need a big printer. But I think it's worth, you know, having the big printer for it. It feels and works great. So thanks for watching. Real firing demo here. 10 shots. They're cut down men guns, I think.